Let's get some trader comments. Chris Valerio is at the New York Stock Exchange with details. Chris, good afternoon.
Thanks, Mark. Well, I'm here with Mr. Al Valdes of Hilliard Lyons. So first off, let's talk a little bit about the numbers that we got, because kind of a mixed picture here, and the market's reflecting that to a certain extent. It's the third day in a row that we've had employment data. So what are you hearing from your clients?
Well, you know, nothing good about 345,000 Americans out of work for the month. They can't put a good spin on it. The only thing you could say is less bad than the month before, and the revisions that we saw were less bad than we were thinking from the month before. So overall, it's not a good number, but it's enough to spur the market. So we're seeing a little run here. The market's up $54. Actually, the Dow's in the plus side for the first time this year. A good sign, a good way to end the week.
You're talking overall for the year.
Yes.
Now let's talk a little bit about volume, because this has been something that a lot of technical analysts have been looking at, because yes, we've had this rally, but in the last few weeks, that volume has come down quite a bit. As you know, this week, pretty low volume with the exception of Tuesday. How do you think we're doing today?
No, again, you're right. The volume today is only 700 million. Usually you want to be like 8.5 million by now, and we don't have that right now. So the volume has been light all week, but you know what? You can't deny this rally. There's a saying down here, the trend is your friend. And the bottom line, from the March lows, the market's put back in value $205 billion to the consumers. So that's a lot of money put back into the market. That's a good sign. And I tell you, everyone loves this rally, and you just can't deny it. You can't get in front of this.
You and I were talking a little bit ago about how portfolio managers that you're talking to saying, you know, they have to get in at this point. They've missed it. So how much of that do you think is a part of this game? And tell our audience about it.
That is a big part, because we've got an expiration coming up at the end of the month. Now, a lot of guys were saying, I don't believe this rally, and they were holding back. But, you know, now they have fiduciary responsibilities, so they have to get in. So it's not a great sign. You want to buy stock that you like, that you want to buy, but these guys have to buy. So they're buying stock they have to buy. Nevertheless, it's causing the market to come up. It's causing shorts to cover. So you're seeing a little rally here going into that big expiration at the end of the month.
By the way, Mr. Valdes, how do you think the trading has been, given that the president is overseas right now? Does that play into anything here?
Normally when the president's out of the country, volume's less. So we're seeing correct, volume is less right now, but also the beginning of the month you see more buying. That's why Monday, like you mentioned, you saw a little heavier volume, and it trails off as we went further. But yes, when the president's out of the country, you do see less volume on the tape.
Mr. Alan Valdes of Hilliard Lyons, thank you so much for joining us. Back to you, Mark.
Chris, Mr. Valdes, thanks.